Pop the top, it's time for another video to drop, and today, bringing you guys episode 9 of the WWE 2014 series, and we are finally at the Royal Rumble. This is the first pay-per-view of the series. I'm extremely excited for this show. I'm extremely excited for you guys to see the outcome of the matches. So let me stop talking. Let's go ahead and get right on into things. We kick things off. This is the Royal Rumble intro. Everything just building up. It shows highlights from CM Punk and The Shield. Shows highlights from Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan. Shows highlights from John Cena and the Randy Orton. The Randy Orton. Not just Randy Orton. But nonetheless, we see it all. Everything that has happened this month is shown. Obviously highlighted. And then finally, the Royal Rumble match is talked about. Tonight we find out who it will headline Wrestlemania. It's got a 76B minus. I did overness for everyone, so I didn't expect this to do too well. Just because the Shield still aren't that high in overness. Bray's still not that high in overness. Oh well. We kick things off, though, with the tag team titles on the line. Rhodes Dynasty versus the Real Americans. In a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Rhodes Dynasty defeated the Real Americans in 12 minutes 14 seconds when Cody Rhodes defeated Antonio Cesaro by pinfall with a beautiful disaster. Rhodes Dynasty make defense number 1 of the WWE World Tag Team titles. That's right, the Real Americans did put up a great, and I mean great, effort. But tonight, they just weren't close enough. Just an inch off of their success. The Rhodes Dynasty took it all, and they retained their tag team titles ahead of the Royal Rumble match tonight. That got a 76B minus. Good stuff all around from the tag teams. Good stuff. Good stuff. We then have the Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt video package highlighting basically the entire feud of what's happened all the many months ago when Bray Wyatt basically destroyed Daniel Bryan, all the way up until Daniel Bryan finally tricking Bray Wyatt in that cage, showing that he was not a part of the Wyatt family all along, and beat the holy hell out of Bray inside of a steel cage. That was all shown here, and it's come down to this: Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt 1-on-1. That got a 78B. In a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Daniel Bryan defeated Bray Wyatt in 16 minutes and 6 seconds by pinfall via the Busaki knee, the running one-legged knee that Daniel Bryan is known for. And bam! Just after excruciating, after what the hell was that? I don't even know. After an excruciating match. Just Bryan getting the hell beat out of him the entire time. This goes to the floor, goes up the ramp a little bit, then comes back down. They get back in the ring. They just throwing each other all around the ring, all around the ringside area. This thing is just a wild brawl. A wild brawl. And finally, Bray Wyatt locks in Daniel Bryan for the Sister Abigail. Goes to spin. Bryan pushes off Bray. Bray hits the ropes, comes back towards Bryan. Boom! The Busaki knee out of nowhere. And Bryan gets that pin. 1, 2, 3, 83 B+. I believe that's our highest rated match of the series so far, as bad as that sounds. Bray Wyatt had an in-ring performance of 59 and Daniel Bryan had an 87. Wyatt was visibly tiring towards the end. 16 minutes, I could see that. After the match, however, Bryan is trying to celebrate. The Wyatt intro happens. And now in the ring, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, as they were not at Bray's side, because Bray did say he does not need them to defeat Daniel Bryan. He said that on SmackDown. But now they are here, and Bryan tries to come after the big men, but he just can't. He can't beat the numbers game. And that's when Bray Wyatt finally rises back to his feet and just yells out, "Destroy him!" And that's when Luke Harper and Eric Rowan follow orders. Just boom, shot after shot. They throw Bryan to the floor. Rowan then goes under the ring, pulls out a table, sets it up. Luke Harper on the outside. Boom, discus clothesline. Basically knocks out Bryan at that point. Bray Wyatt now gets out of the ring, is on the apron. Rowan lays down Bryan on top of the table. And then Bray stretches his arms out. "Follow the buzzards!" and leaps off the apron into a senton. Wait. Yeah, a jumping standing, or basically a jumping standing senton. Not like a swanton, just a senton. So he doesn't flip, he just goes, you know what Bray does. He does that off the apron, puts Bryan straight through the table. And then finally, Bray rises back up with a laugh, the pain going through his body, but he doesn't care. He throws his hair back, stretches his arms out, and just goes, Daniel, it didn't have to be this way. But you made it this way. Sister Abigail wants me to kill, and I'm gonna kill. And Bray then rises to his feet, grabs the top of the announce table, throws it off, grabs a monitor, and then Bryan gets picked up to his feet, dead weight, by Harper and Rowan, and Bray smashes the monitor across the skull of Daniel Bryan, dropping Bryan to the ground. And Bryan's just out cold. That's when medical attention comes out. Daniel Bryan is put on a stretcher, and Bray is just laughing the entire time as the crowd's booing heavily as Bryan gets wheeled out on a stretcher. That got an 82B. Great stuff, great stuff. We then have the Leo Kruger and Dolph Ziggler. Hype up, showing basically all the stuff that's happened in this wild feud. From Kruger debuting to Kruger then kidnapping Dolph Ziggler for all those weeks. And finally on SmackDown we did see Dolph Ziggler break free after Leo Kruger cut him free to have a fair fight tonight. And that's when Ziggler finally got his comeuppance and beat the holy hell out of Luke Kruger? Leo Kruger. Super kicks, zigzags and all. And that got a 77B. The match, however, in a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Leo Kruger defeated Dolph Ziggler in 12 minutes and 32 seconds by pinfall via Kruger in, which of course is that basically suplex lift into a DDT. Brainbuster if you want to call it that, but we're calling it the Kruger in. 67 C+. Leo Kruger and Dolph Ziggler didn't seem to click, and it made for an awkward bout. Still though, I mean, a 67 C+, I'm perfectly okay with. Kruger and Ziggler have been doing great angles, mainly because Ziggler's carrying this man. But Leo beating Ziggler in basically his pay-per-view debut, good stuff, good stuff. Ziggler, let me just tell you something real quick. Ziggler was not happy. He was furious that he had to go under Kruger. But hey, sometimes you gotta do the job, you know. 67 C+. We then have Nikki Bella on her way to the ring after that match. We have Nikki Bella after everything clears up. We go to the commentary table. They're recapping what happened to Daniel Bryan. Michael Cole basically is going along the lines of, ladies and gentlemen, before the next match begins, let me just tell you something. We don't know the current state of Daniel Bryan. We will keep you updated throughout the night, though, hopefully, if we get any update. And then Nikki Bella's music hits. She comes down the ring with the Divas Championship over her shoulder. However, during her entrance, AJ Lee rushes out from the back. Boom! Clocks Nikki Bella from behind, and these two women start brawling back down to the ring, finally getting inside the ring so the match can begin. They got a 66 C+. And now in the match, we have, in a bout that had subpar wrestling and little heat, AJ Lee defeated Nikki Bella in 11 minutes 47 seconds by pinfall with a sliced bread number 2. AJ Lee makes defense number 1 of her WWE Divas title. AJ Lee wins the women's title, meaning AJ Lee is now your women's champion. And that's when she takes to a microphone, grabs it, and says, I am so happy I won this, because now I can do what's been needed for a long, long time. She rolls out of the ring, gets a trash can, rolls it back in the ring, slides in, sets the trash can up, grabs the Divas title, holds it up in there, and much like Alundra Blaze in WCW, drops the Divas title into the trash can. And then she finally says on the microphone, now that I am the one that brought this revolution to the World Wrestling Entertainment, everyone can bow down before me, because I am the only one in this company that could have done this. I'm the one that's the only one that's wanted these divas gone. And now that it's finally happened, you can all thank Paige's music. What? That's NXT Women's Champion Paige, and she's on her way down to the ring with her NXT Women's Championship. AJ Lee is confused by this. Paige gets in the ring, she grabs a microphone of her own and simply says, darling, you're not the only one who believes that these divas are nothing more than a pretty face. That's why I'm the NXT Women's Champion. And this revolution you're talking about has already been started down in NXT by women such as myself, and I'm leading the charge down there. But if you think you're better than us, and if you don't want to acknowledge us, let me be the first to tell you, you have another thing coming. Because I want you. And right as she says that, AJ Lee just freaks out and slaps Paige across the face. Paige drops the microphone, turns, boom, forearm straight to the face, forearm straight to the face, forearm straight to the face, backing AJ into the ropes. She Irish whips her across the ring. AJ comes running back over. Paige drops her with a big boot. Well, yeah, you know the boot that Paige does. I don't think they call it the big boot, but you get what I mean. Then Paige lifts up AJ Lee, hits her with the Rampage, and then poses with both the Women's Championship from the WWE and the NXT Women's Championship. 68C plus NXT taking a charge on the Royal Rumble show. We then have John. All right, let me just tell you what happened here. Let me tell you something. Scott Armstrong was supposed to be Scott Stanford. I thought the referee ain't giving. Imagine Scott Stanford. All right. Let me hear it in the comments. Let me hear it. Scott Armstrong is doing an interview because it's not Scott Stanford. Nonetheless, John Cena does an interview with Randy or talking about Randy Orton and how tonight is his night and he will regain the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And this got an 86B plus because Scott Armstrong thankfully wasn't rated on anything, thinking that it was Scott Stanford, which he shouldn't be rated on anything either. Good, it got an 86B plus. Good stuff. We then go on to Brock Lesnar versus The Big Show. In a superb match, Brock Lesnar defeated Big Show in 9 minutes and 44 seconds by pinfall with an F5. This got an 81B. The match suffered because of a lack of selling on display. Brock Lesnar had an in-ring performance of 90. Big Show had an in-ring performance of 75. Not much to really say about this. This was just your down and dirty brawl. The entire time, these two men are just throwing shots at each other. Brock getting rocked from the big hands of Big Show, while meanwhile Big Show's getting rocked from the speed. While it might be a big speed difference compared to like cruiserweights, Brock Lesnar still got some speed in his hands for a guy like Big Show. So Brock Lesnar's popping off shots as well. Finally, Brock gets up Big Show on his shoulders and does what he always does with Big Show. Hits the big F5 on the big man. And that gets him to win. 81B. Good stuff. We then go backstage to Mauro Ranallo, who I still have not made a picture for yet. I need to. Who Mauro Ranallo, a debuting face, is basically backstage as we get told by Michael Cole, we're going to go backstage now to our newest announcer on the announcing team. The man that will be announcing the CWC, the Cruiserweight Classic, Mauro Ranallo. We go backstage and Mauro Ranallo is standing by, and I'm assuming this is going to be, well, I'm visualizing this, the kickoff show, where the social media lounge, a room like that. So Mauro's sitting in a chair and going, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me. I am Mauro Ranallo. I am your commentator for the CWC, the Cruiserweight Classic, and I'm here to let you know one of two things. First, CIMA, Japanese star CIMA, sadly has undergone an injury over the past week, and he will not be a part of the CWC. However, as always, we have replaced, and we have someone just as good, if not better, as CIMA. And that is the returning to WWE Cruiserweight Kid Cash. Cash is a former Cruiserweight champion in his own right. So in the CWC, who knows how far he will go. But here tonight, I have with me the first light heavyweight champion ever in the WWE, Taka Michinoku, who is a part of the CWC. And he will be on the debut edition of the CWC come this Tuesday night. And with me, I have his partner. Currently, he holds a junior heavyweight title of his own elsewhere. He is the Golden Star, Kota Ibushi. These two men will do battle in the opening round of the CWC, and you can see more of the Cruiserweights come Tuesday nights, starting this week on the WWE Network. And that got a 45D. I mean, I wasn't expecting much at all, to be honest, but, you know, that's alright. We then go on to the hype video. This is the co-main event of the evening. It is the WWE World Heavyweight title match. John Cena versus Randy Orton. And this got an 82B for the hype video. An exceptional match. Randy Orton defeated John Cena in 20 minutes and 15 seconds by pinfall with an RKO. Randy Orton makes defense number 1 of his WWE World Heavyweight title. This does not have a dirty finish. This is a clean, straight up finish, and you guys will know why later on. Not in this episode. Later on in the series, you'll understand why Randy Orton won clean here tonight. John Cena does not get it done. He just doesn't. And after this match, he does the thing that he did against The Rock. He walks up the ramp and just he's basically heartbroken. He didn't win the title. He drops down on the ramp, holds his head in his hands, and the entire time the crowd's chanting, Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan, similar to real life. And John Cena finally stands back up to his feet and just nods and goes, okay. Okay. I heard you loud and clear. Okay. And he turns and walks back up the ramp. And with that, that was the last visual of that match. They got an 85 B+. Not bad. Randy Orton makes defense number 1 of his WWE World Heavyweight title. We then have the Royal Rumble by the numbers video play. The Royal Rumble match is up next. And I am doing something different, so don't be alarmed with the Royal Rumble match. To get that true Royal Rumble atmosphere, we're going to do something special here. We're going to have each entrant being shown on screen as they come out, and when the eliminations happen, you'll see them just as they happen. So let's go ahead. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Royal Rumble match for 2014. Both entrant 1 and entrant 2 are on their way to the ring, with entrant 1 being CM Punk. And entrant number 2, representing the Shield, Seth Rollins. And both men start this match off. It's kind of ironic, of course. CM Punk has had battles with the Shield over the past month and a half, maybe 2 months. So it's very ironic that both men are starting things off. Neither one can eliminate each other, though, before number 3, Damien Sandow makes his way down to the ring. Sandow, of course, has been the man over the past month, talking about how he's going to win the Royal Rumble here tonight. But can he? And Sandow basically just makes his presence known in the Rumble, going after both Punk and Seth. However, none of these 3 men get eliminated during this. Entrant number 4, Kofi Kingston, though, makes his way down to the ring. And this is when finally we get 2 singles matches basically start off on the match. Sandow and Kingston going after one another, while CM Punk and Seth Rollins both keep beating up each other in the ring. You know, they have that deep feud with one another. And they're just going back and forth. And then number 5, Fandango, comes down to the ring. And Fandango joins the battle. He goes after Kofi with Sandow. Sandow and Fandango basically working together against Kofi. And then as number 6, Antonio Cesaro makes his way down the ring. The first man so far that's had a match also tonight entering the Royal Rumble. He enters at number 6. And now he joins the fight, going right after Seth Rollins, ironically enough. Because Rollins, of course, as the Shield, has caused some destruction with the Real Americans. They've beaten them down a couple of times. And then finally, as number 7, Luke Harper comes down to the ring. He makes the first elimination within seconds of being in the match. He clotheslines Fandango right over the top rope, eliminating Fandango, dropping him down to the floor. That's when entrant number 8, Eric Rowan. So now we have the first actual unison group inside the Royal Rumble. Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, both in the Royal Rumble at the same time. And that causes Damien Sandow to be eliminated as Heath Slater makes his entrance in the Royal Rumble at number 9. Because Harper and Rowan both eliminate Sandow, basically just beating him down and tosses him over the top rope to the floor. Heath Slater does make his entrance during this, and he is entrant number 9. While entrant number 10 is also a part of the Shield. It is Roman Reigns. And as Roman's making his entrance, that's when Luke Harper and Eric Rowan eliminate Heath Slater right away. So now, CM Punk looks to be in pretty bad shape as he's still being beat down by Seth Rollins, and now Roman Reigns is on his way to the ring. However, entrant number 11, the returning Batista, is down to the ring, and he actually goes after Roman Reigns. Both Roman and Batista going after one another, and that means CM Punk now has a little bit of help, so it seems. Entrant number 12, the Real American, Jack Swagger. And as Swagger enters the ring, him and Cesaro both eliminate Kofi Kingston, similar to the way that Eric Rowan and Luke Harper eliminated Fandango and Heath Slater. So now the Real Americans, the Shield, and Harper and Rowan are all teams inside this Rumble match. And as entrant 13 comes out, it is Corporate Kane. Kane is on his way down to the ring. This is just a chaotic match at the moment. The ring is filled with men. So much chaos is happening. And number 14, they're returning. Sheamus. Sheamus has a new look as he comes down to the ring. He's sporting a mohawk and a beard. Well, you get what I mean. You see the picture. You see how his look is. He makes his return from injury, entering the match at number 14. And this is when things break down. Harper and Rowan basically go right after Cesaro and Swagger. Harper and Rowan able to eliminate Cesaro and Swagger easily because, the Wyatt family, and they're looking strong in this Royal Rumble match. They eliminate both men. While Rob Van Dam enters at number 15. We are halfway through this Royal Rumble match. Entrant number 16, and I forgot to mention, apologies, entrant number 13, Kane, was eliminated during the process with Rob Van Dam, and that's because of CM Punk. CM Punk dropped him and was able to sneakily was able to get Kane over the top rope into the floor because he tugged down on the top rope. However, right after he was eliminated, Kane reached back up and, similar to real life, grabbed CM Punk and tugged him up and over the top rope to the floor. Entrant number 16, however, Santino Marella, is now on the way to the ring. Apologies for that. Trying to speak real fast here to get through the Rumble really quick. Apologies for that with missing CM Punk and Kane being eliminated. Number 17, however, Dean Ambrose. The Shield is now in full effect here. The Shield is completely in the ring, and right away they all get together, and they're in one corner of the ring, and now it looks like chaos is about to ensue. And so it does. The Shield right away go after Santino Marella, eliminating him. They turn, and boom, all three men go after Harper and Rowan. The numbers game comes in advantage here. Both big men get eliminated by the entire Shield, throwing out Harper and Rowan at the same time. The Shield is a destructive force in this Royal Rumble match. However, entrant number 18, Drew McIntyre, is on his way down to the ring. And that's when the Shield then eliminate Rob Van Dam. They eliminate Sheamus. They eliminate Drew McIntyre, as now it looks like the Shield has Batista all alone, all by himself. But entrant 19, Rey Mysterio, Batista's friend, his good friend, you were supposed to be my friend, is on his way down to the ring. Rey Mysterio slides into the ring, joins up with Batista and Rey nod, and they just go head on right after the Shield. They're all brawling, 2-on-3, until finally The Undertaker makes his Royal Rumble entrance at entrant number 20. And now the Shield versus Batista, Rey Mysterio, and The Undertaker. These three men battle these other three men. And neither one can get a hand up, though. Neither team gets eliminated. And now Wade Barrett, the Intercontinental Championship number 1 contender. I had to cover that up real quick. Comes down at number 21. He is entrant number 21, and he basically does not know what to do. He's standing on the outside of the ring confused. He doesn't know if he wants to get in this 3-on-3 brawl or if he should just stay on the outside, so he waits a moment. And that's when Dean Ambrose gets thrown over the top rope by Batista. Batista clotheslines Ambrose over the top rope. However, at the same time, Roman Reigns knocks Rey Mysterio over the top rope to the floor. So both men from each side of the 3-on-3 get eliminated. Two men both get thrown at the same time. We now have Seth Rollins still at number 2. He came out number 2. He's been in this the longest so far from the ones that remain. And number 10, Roman Reigns, both representing the Shield, while Batista, number 11, and The Undertaker, number 20. All four of these men battling it out. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns trying to grab the hands up, or get the hands up, get the hand up advantage. I can't speak. And they're trying to beat down Batista and The Undertaker. But hey, The Undertaker and Batista, they're a little bit fresher. And you know what? That's coming in advantage. While now, R-Truth was on his way down to the ring at entrant number 22. And Wade Barrett notices this, and these two men start brawling on the outside of the ring until finally Barrett rolls R-Truth in the ring, and Barrett gets in the ring. Now these two men are brawling on in the ring. Entering at number 23, our first champion. Or our second champion, excuse me. The U.S. champion, Dean Ambrose, did come out number 17. Our second champion, one half of the tag team champions, Cody Rhodes, is on his way down to the ring, and he makes his entrance into the Royal Rumble. Nothing happens really elimination-wise on this state, because like I said, this is still a big tag team brawl in the middle of the ring. The biggest names in this match are basically brawling against each other. Batista and The Undertaker trying to battle back against the younger Shield, but the Shield, they just know how to destroy. That's what they've done since they made their debut here in the WWE. Destroy. And that's what they still are doing. destroying. Entrant number 24, Ryback. Ryback comes down to the ring. Meanwhile, Wade Barrett throws R-Truth over the top rope and eliminates him. And now entrant number 25, Goldust, is on his way down to the ring, the other half of the tag team champions. So now, not only do we have the Shield, we have the tag team champions in the ring. And now entrant number 26, the man who has beef with Batista, Alberto Del Rio, comes down to the ring. Del Rio immediately goes after Batista. So this now gives the Shield a little upside as they go after The Undertaker 2-on-1. And that does not last for long as they realize, okay, maybe we should stop. After they drop Taker, they turn around real quick, notice that Rhodes Dynasty, the tag team champions, are trying to actually go after Wade Barrett together. They sneak up from behind, club both men, and then toss them over the top rope into the floor as entrant number 27, Dolph Ziggler, is on his way down to the ring. And as he's running back down to the ring, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins go back after The Undertaker, which leads to Biggie Langston coming out, the Intercontinental Champion, and he comes out and he throws Ryback out almost as soon as he gets in the ring. Meanwhile, Batista throws out Alberto Del Rio, and then after that, Biggie Langston gets the ups on Wade Barrett, and he throws out the number one contender for the Intercontinental title up and over the top rope, while Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins still battle it out against The Undertaker. And this is when Batista comes over and helps out. Batista now goes after Seth Rollins as the countdown comes down. Wait a minute. What is this? Wait, is it? Could it be? It is! AJ Styles has made his WWE debut. The phenomenal one is here. The hottest free agent in professional wrestling at the moment has made his debut in the WWE. What is going on right now? And as AJ Styles is making his debut in the WWE, this is when Roman Reigns makes the shock of the night outside of AJ Styles debuting, and he eliminates The Undertaker from the Royal Rumble all by himself. And now, with only one man left to this match, the crowd is chanting, Daniel Bryan, yes, yes, yes. Daniel Bryan, yes, yes, yes. They want Daniel Bryan to be number 30. They want him to be number 30 so bad. And as AJ Styles enters the ring, he goes after Dolph Ziggler. He goes after Batista. He goes after Biggie Langston. He does not make any friends in this. He does not. He just wants to show that he is the phenomenal one. However, he better watch out because the Shield are still in this all together. And that's when entrant number 30, Leo Kruger, comes out. And the crowd goes berserk. They're heated. They are absolutely not liking this at all. Daniel Bryan is not in the Royal Rumble. They do not agree with this. They are booing Kruger out of the building. Meanwhile, AJ Styles eliminates Biggie Langston from the Royal Rumble. We now have the last six men, in the match. Seth Rollins, who came in at number 2, Roman Reigns, who came in at number 10, Batista, who came in at number 11, Dolph Ziggler, who came in at number 27, AJ Styles, who debuted at entrant number 29, and Leo Kruger at entrant 30. That does not last for long, however, as Leo Kruger eliminates Dolph Ziggler, and AJ Styles gets Seth Rollins and eliminates him. We are now down to the final 4. Batista, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, and Leo Kruger. Leo Kruger then gets eliminated by Batista. So the Hunter gets eliminated by the Animal. Ironic? I think so. We're down to our final 3. Roman Reigns, Batista, and AJ Styles. This crowd is now on AJ Styles' side. They want Styles to win. They realize he is their last chance. He is their last chance. Daniel Bryan was not in this match. They were robbed of Daniel Bryan. Now it's all on AJ. Some are chanting Roman, the majority are chanting AJ. Nobody wants to see Batista winning, though. And Batista realizes this. However, not before he is eliminated. Batista gets thrown over the top rope by AJ Styles. The crowd is going berserk. They're cheering at this. Batista then smacks the ring apron and says, "No! No! This was my shot! This was my opportunity!" And as he's doing this on the outside, AJ Styles slowly turns around, and we now have AJ Styles staring off with Roman Reigns. Both men looking at each other, nod at one another, and they lock up. And they're going back and forth. AJ locks in a headlock. Roman pushes them off the ropes. Roman jumps in the air for a Superman punch, but Styles barely gets out of the way, and then Pele kicks him. Roman gets gets strapped onto his ass. AJ grabs him by the hair, pulls him up. Styles clash. This could be it. This could be it. AJ grabs Roman Reigns, tosses him up and over the top rope, and both feet hit the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2014 Royal Rumble winner, AJ Styles. And that match got a 78 B rating. AJ has debuted his franchise player gimmick, and it's got an initial rating of average. Ladies and gentlemen, after that, AJ Styles is celebrating in the middle of the ring, almost in tears, points up to the Wrestlemania sign, looks at the camera and says, "I'm finally here, and I'm not going to pass up on this opportunity. It's about to get phenomenal." And that got an 81B. And ladies and gentlemen, that was the Royal Rumble 2014. And it got an 80B and increased our popularity in 16 regions. So if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, because we have daily content. And I'm telling you, this road to WrestleMania is going to be bumpy and wild. So you better lock yourselves in. But until then, take it easy, guys.